Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the after party. That still sounds stupid. How are you guys? Hope you're well. I'm all right. Having a decent day so far. Back is a little oof. Ooh, that second day always gets me, and it's a little tight today. But I got annoyed, so I had to turn on my microphone because that's what I do. And here we are. We will be back later tonight covering the Super Tuesday. I don't want to say events because it's kind of a foregone conclusion at this point. But we'll be covering that later. And I wanted to cover this when I saw it. So I was like, to hell with it. Let's just turn on the mic and see what happens. We're going to be discussing Keffals again. I know we just talked about Keffals last night. And believe me, it wasn't on my agenda. It's not something I wanted to do. Look, it's occasionally fun to laugh at that idiot and point out how bad of a person they are. But it's not something that I spend very much time thinking about, honestly. Just when it comes up, it's like, oh, yeah, this is that person that the media made a hero out of despite being a lying grifter. We need to back up, though, because we need some background. And just be forewarned, I have to be careful about how I talk about some of this. So I was watching Harmful Opinions. Somebody sent me his video. I think it was Fugi sent me his video, and it was covering the same stuff we covered last night. And I was watching part of it, and I kept getting distracted as I normally do. But since I was only listening, I didn't notice. But I turn over and I look, and the background behind Keffals is different in his video, even though we were responding to the exact same thing. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I went back over to Keffals' channel to see if like something had changed, and it hadn't. I don't know why it's different. I'm guessing Harmful used some kind of green screen programming to change I have no idea, honestly. But I saw a video that I haven't seen, and it said James Somerton may have taken his own life. I'm like, James Somerton, I know that. I know that name. Why do I know that name? And I looked it up and I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, that guy. That guy. This is him. We talked about him quite a while ago. And he posted some stuff. We'll look at what he actually posted. That it's it's concerning. This guy may have killed himself, and I hope he didn't. I want to get that out of the way before anybody. You're so mean, monkey. How dare you talk? I sincerely hope that this guy's fine. I mean that because I do not support suicide in any way. I'm not a lefty Palestinian, so I think suicide is not the answer. But this guy might have done it, and it all stems back to the fact that he's a plagiarist who built his community, he built his channel, he built his reputation on stealing other people's work and passing it off on his own. Thank you, Alan, who says, hello, monkey. Hello, sir. Hope you're well. He would take other people's content, write it into his scripts without giving any kind of attribution and just passing it off as his own words. And if you dared criticize him, I don't know if you can tell by the picture, but he's gay. And so if you ever criticized him for anything, it was because you just don't like the gays. You're a homophobic, transphobic, bad person who just hates the gays and wants the gays to die. Even though a lot of the criticism was coming from gay people he'd stolen from. This is a guy who would make videos about how horrible the gay people have it, and trans and non-binary. I want to make sure when I say gay in this instance, we'll just say I don't want to say LGBTQ every time because that's a pain in the ass. We'll just keep it as when I say gay, I mean the whole rainbow of what gay means today, right? The LGBTQRS alphabet folk. And if you criticized him, he would attack you as being that. Like, look, you're adding to the oppression that I'm trying to fight against with this. I'm trying to bring light to the oppression that he was stealing from gay people. He was stealing other gay people's work and then attacking them if they dared point it out. Any of that sound familiar? Any of that sound familiar? Somebody hiding behind their weirdness? Because this isn't just gay. Look at the guy's hair. I mean, he was a caricature, but it was always that until H Bomber Guy makes a video. And H Bomber Guy has a lot of respect in that community. And he makes a 4-hour long video, 4 fucking hours. I watched that whole goddamn thing. It took me 3 sittings because it was brevity can be your friend. That's all I'm saying. But he goes over in excruciating detail what a piece of shit thief James Somerton is. And I say is, hoping he still is. And so he got some backlash. And finally, people started paying attention to the fact that, yeah, he stole all his shit. And wow, you like to torture yourself. I like to be informed on what's going on. Occasionally, if a video is too bad, it's like, you know what, I just can't. But his wasn't so bad I couldn't sit through it. I just couldn't sit through it all at once. Had a literal shitty day, so this is a welcome surprise stream. Well, I'm glad I can hopefully put a smile on your face. Although this is a dark topic. I can't stand H Bomber Guy. I don't like H Bomber Guy either. I want to put that out there too. I think that guy's a douchebag. But what he put up, he presented all of his evidence. He did a good video showing that this guy absolutely is a plagiarist. And at first there was a little bit of a denial, and it was like, oh no, you're right. He starts locking down all of his content, and he finally comes out and he makes an apology video. And in his original apology video, he tells us about how he had to go to he had to go into a clinic, you see. And this is concerning because I do believe that this guy might be suicidal. He goes into a clinic because he was talking to his dad on the phone. His dad recognized that there was something wrong and called for a wellness check, and he ends up in the hospital for a little bit. And he comes back with his apology video where he's crying and bringing up things that have nothing to do. There's no reason to have brought that part up in your apology video for stealing other than to try to get sympathy. And that didn't work because people were still like, you're a fucking thief, man. We hope you're okay, but you're a fucking thief. And I've seen this happen before to people who build up these communities, and then when they're called out, it all falls down around them. It just shatters around them, and they can't get it back. This is a guy who got the fame that he wanted. He got the adoration that he wanted. He got the money that he wanted. He was living the high life on other people's work, and then it all came crashing down. Well, he posts a thing to his private Twitter. We have to look at Keffals now. I'm sorry, guys. She has the message up. It's the only reason we're doing it. Oh, I should move my avatar so we can read the whole thing. If this message is live, it means I scheduled it before ending things. I have video schedules to go out for the next couple of days. Nothing new. I just wanted Nikki's portfolio of work to be available. I left directions that any money from these videos be donated to the Canadian Association for Suicide Prevention. I just want to stop there. I feel like there's a Canadian joke to be made. I mean, he may have done this with the full help and authority of the Canadian government these days. I'm just saying. I'm shocked they even have a suicide prevention. Remember when the vet called their suicide prevention line and they're like, "Are you sure you don't want to just do it?" But anyway, they've tried very hard to pull me back, but simply no life for me anymore. I've lost everything. My only friend, my livelihood, my name, and it's all my own fault. The world will be a little better off now. Goodbye. And that is distressing because that sounds a little too real. And again, I really do hope the guy's okay. What you need to do is get off the fucking internet, go find something else to do because you destroyed your reputation. And that's not something you can get back easily. You just can't. And if this turns out to be a ploy, if this turns out to be Keffalian, I've just coined that phrase, a Keffalian or a Boogiean attempt to get sympathy, then fuck the guy. But I really do hope that if he's honestly suicidal, he went and got help. That's reality hitting you in the face. Yeah, even he admits, I mean, it's his own doing. He did all of this himself. If he'd just been honest from the get-go, none of this happens. But then he wouldn't have got that fame that he wanted either. It cannot be stressed enough before we get into the rest of this, that this guy is very much like Keffals in that criticism was always treated as, oh, you just don't like the gays. How dare you harass me? Yet would harass other people. Had no problem doing so until it came back at them. And then suddenly, oh my God, harassment is so horrible. You never thought about that when you were doing it to other people. And I don't have sympathy for that part of it. I don't. If you're feeling that overwhelmed, go get help. But I don't have sympathy for you for getting what you gave, especially when you got rich off the shit. Fuck you. You destroyed other people over it. Fuck you. Go get your help and then go get a job at Walmart like a normal fucking person with no actual education that they can use. But anyway, Keffals has something to say about it. Is this? I'm gonna just say something that's probably going to be seen as mean, but I have no doubt that when Keffals saw this story, that she smiled. She's like, "Yes, I've been trying to convince people with 2 of my videos that because they're being mean to me, I might do something horrible to myself, and here's an example I can point to. Look at how horrible it is. I can piggyback off of this guy. I don't have to actually do or say anything." Oh, it's just gross. And when I watched the video, that's the word that went through my mind over and over. Like, this is fucking gross. It's just gross. So anyway, the person on the screen, we're only going to hear about a second of what they're saying. This is one of the people that James had plagiarized from, and James said that they reached out to him personally, and this is them saying, "I can't trust this person." Corn Pop, it's your birthday. Around here, we do this. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corn Pop. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you're well. I really, really do. I hope you're well. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do. My brain just went, say anything. Actually, what happened there is I was going to make a Joe Biden joke and apologize that he beat you up with a chain. And I got ahead of myself, and my brain just tried to fill in the blank. I should stop talking now. It's already not going well. Anyway, so this person was just saying, "Hey, I can't trust him because he's already been a lying piece of shit. He'd lied for years about being a plagiarist, but now that he's caught, he's suddenly sorry." And look, I do believe some people are sorry when they're caught for stuff. I even think some people feel guilty when they're doing bad things, but do them anyway because the benefit to them outweighs any guilt that they feel. However, I have no problem with somebody going, "You only apologize when you got caught. I don't think you mean it." And I think there's some reality to that side of it too, because if you really cared, you would have, apologized in the first place, or not done it. But anyway, Keffals has some stuff to say.
To trust that it is.
But at the same time, I think that this situation speaks to something that I and many other people have long seen as a problem with the internet in general. When people in a community.
All right. I'm probably going to end up repeating myself a whole lot here. What she's talking about, and she'll get to it, is how dare y'all harass people? Harassing people, I've noticed, is bad. It causes people to feel bad when they're harassed. You never had any problem when you did it, and you literally tried destroying careers. You took hundreds of thousands of dollars out of Destiny's pocket. You got him banned because he didn't even say anything horrible. And he's anti-trans. We got to get rid of him. And you sent all of your little sycophantic fuckwads after him, and they all went over to Twitch and went, "He said something mean about our darling Keffals. She's so wonderful." And he lost a huge chunk of his livelihood because you're a thin-skinned twit. But I've suddenly noticed that harassment is bad now that it's coming back on me, and I'm no longer the golden. Can you say golden boy if you're talking about trans people? I'm no longer the golden child. You say that. There we go.
Community, especially a marginalized community, we want to hold them accountable. But the problem is that there are no actual mechanisms for what accountability is supposed to look like And everyone has their own different and unique idea of what accountability should be. So no
Accountability is when I tell you you did something bad and everybody yells at you. It's not when I do something bad and everybody yells at me.
one can actually truly be happy. And in a lot of circumstances, what this leads to is intense harassment campaigns and online scrutiny.
Huh. This is what we call karma, bitch. Not for him, you. Because let's be honest, this has nothing to do with you or with him. I'm sorry. I just got a text that I shouldn't be paying attention to while I'm live. This is exactly what you do to people. And now you're trying to piggyback off the possible suicide of another person to try to deflect the criticism of you defending a pedophile that you thought was going to get you clout, which is why you did it. You're like, Vosh will love me if I defend him, even though he's a pedophile. And you thought that was going to work out for you. You thought your brigading was going to work. You thought your normal harassment of people, this case, would be the harassment of Ethan Klein for once being right about something. You thought you were going to be the hero again. You thought you'd get called up onto CNN again to talk about the horrible experience that gay people's has. And instead it blew up in your fucking face and everybody sees you for what you are, a disgusting human being, which has nothing to do with you being trans and everything to do with you just being a disgusting human being. And now your gross ass is trying to latch on to somebody who may have just died today so you can deflect criticism. You are so fucking gross.
That lasts for years and destroys careers without any true way for people to redeem themselves after the mistakes that they've made. And
all right, well, let's talk about his mistake. Yours we'll get to in a second. But the mistake that he made is that the videos everybody liked him for weren't his work. What redemption should he get for that? The only way to do that is to go out there and actually make decent content on your own, which he clearly wasn't capable of. There are people who have survived. Fuck, the president of the United States is a plagiarist. And that's not a guess. That's not, oh, you like Trump. It's a matter of fact. He apologized for it. He plagiarized in college and he's stolen a lot of shit since then. You can be a plagiarist and go on to be president. Oh, yeah. You just don't get any kind of redemption arc. Well, you got to not be a shitty person. You have to have the actual talent that you tried using. But he didn't have any. He just stole other people's work and did your fucking thing of attacking anybody who attacked him. Anybody who pointed out, hey, that's mine. I did that. Or people who pointed out, hey, that's so-and-so's work. Why aren't you giving them credit? Why do you hate the gays? What kind of what redemption arc do you want? Do you want people to, oh, look, you stole all of that stuff. You made a giant name for yourself. You got all kinds of adulation from people. None of it was your own work, but, well, you're trying hard now. We should never bring up what a piece of shit you are. And in your case, we're talking about you defending a pedophile. You fucknut. His at least was only plagiarism. You defended a pedophile for clout.
And when your livelihood is tied to how much people like you online, it can feel devastating, absolutely excruciatingly painful and alienating to watch as you're getting ruthlessly dragged online by.
No, okay, stop. You said when your livelihood depends on being liked online. Your livelihood might have been that. I mean, I guess that's a way of saying it. But the reason people watched you is because you're a dickhead. That's why they watched you. They're like, look at what an asshole Keffals is to people we don't like. That is what you are. They didn't do it because you made great content or great points. All you ever did was talk about how you were fucking their mothers. Your mom likes my dick. You didn't even make good mama jokes. Your snaps sucked. You can't play the numbers, but the little 12-year-olds who watch you, and take HRT because you told them to, that they made in their own bathtub. They don't know any better. All you got to say is your mama, and that's funny to them. No wit, nothing about you is interesting. So you had to come out and be the biggest asshole you could be, and then you're shocked. I'm so shocked that there's assholes in my community. And then you hide behind, oh my God, people are mean. Did I mention that I've been suicidal before? It's almost a year ago, guys. In case you guys forgot, I haven't gotten any kind of support for that in over a year. Could somebody please tell me how much they care about me? And then you latch onto this. You're fucking gross. Seriously. How the fuck do you live with yourself? Do you ever look in the mirror and just vomit? Why don't you tell me how you really feel, monkey? This pissed me off because this is fucking nasty. What's being done here is just fucking nasty.
Thousands and thousands of people. If you have existing mental health conditions while you're also dealing with this, it can be a recipe for absolute disaster.
All right, let me tell you this right now. If you have mental issues, get the fuck off the internet. Get away from it. I don't care if all you do is look at cat memes. Get the fuck away from it. And if you're a content creator with mental health issues, turn off your fucking phone, turn off your camera, turn off your microphone, go get help and go get a different job because this is not for you. And I'm sorry, I'm not. Oh, yeah, if you get the mental health issues, it can be bad. You never gave a rat's ass whether or not the people you attacked had mental health issues. You still don't give a fuck. You only care about you, and that's the problem here. You are a fucking, you make my arrogance seem like I am the most humble motherfucker to ever walk this planet. You make me seem like Jesus of Nazareth, for fuck's sake.
As it has been many, many, many times in the past. And I'm not defending James Somerton. As I said in this video already, I don't think that there is a justification for stealing any other creator's work. There are so many marginalized people on this platform who have struggled tooth and nail to have their voice heard.
All right, fuck you. I'm tired of the marginalized people. Do you guys remember when Susan came out and with her hands together, YouTube wouldn't be what it is without the gays? Because remember all of that, the Carlos Maza shit? Gay people made YouTube. No, they didn't get special credit around here. They sure as fuck don't have straight white guy awareness. They sure as fuck have never promoted anybody on their Twitter with, hey, have you seen this straight guy? But you guys act like we have it so horrible out here. You guys have a leg up. You're not quite booby streamer laid up, but you leg up. You're not booby streamer leg up, but you're close. You have an oppression point. And you're like, oh, it's so hard to be marginalized. Everybody's scraping for views. Very few people have large audiences. There are tons of straight people who get shit all the time for their garbage content, and they don't get to fall back on, you just don't like me because I'm gay. They have to deal with their actual shit if they want to get better. They can't just have people come out and go, did you see how mean they were to this gay? They were so mean to this gay. Go watch this gay. What is their content? It's gay. Oh, well, yeah, let me go watch that. In fact, if you make too big of a deal out of being straight, they'll kick you the fuck off. Oh, this guy's against gay people. Fuck off. You are not the fucking oppressed person you try to pretend to be. The bullshit you're getting is because you defended a pedophile. You deserve criticism for that, and nobody should ever take you seriously again. You need to learn the words, welcome to Walmart, because that's what you should be doing now. And frankly, I'm not even sure you could pull that off. And we had a retarded guy doing it at the store I worked at. An actual mentally handicapped person could pull that off. I'm not sure you can.
To grow a following, it is a dog-eat-dog industry where so many people get stepped on by other people so they can grow their own platforms.
Oh, sweet, sweet irony. Other people get stepped on so they can grow their own platform. To grow your platform, you got Destiny kicked off of Twitch. And look, guys, I don't give a rat's ass what you think about Destiny. He didn't do anything that deserved getting kicked off of Twitch, at that time at least, for it to have happened. And you fucking loved it until you got pushback on it. Until your own fans were like, "Ooh, that's kind of fucked up." And then you're like, "Oh no, it wasn't me. It wasn't. I didn't do that. You guys think I have way more power." All right. You sent your audience to go brigade Twitter over this, or Twitch over this, and then it gets kicked off, and you take credit for it on Twitter, and then you get pushback, and suddenly it wasn't you. The people are stepping on people to make careers of themselves. That's you. Fuck.
But at the same time, I think that what this really speaks to is that we need to, as a community, figure out better methods to actually hold each other accountable. Because,
hey guys, we need to find out a way for you guys to say that I was wrong for defending a pedophile without you guys actually thinking bad of me for defending a pedophile. You know, you would be, I don't want to say better, but marginally more tolerable if you weren't a fucking liar. If you were just honest, come out here and say, "Hey guys, I wish you'd stop being mean to me for defending a pedophile," because that's what you really mean. I'm yelling more than I thought I was going to.
when we don't have methods to hold each other accountable, what ends up happening.
Wait, there is a method. People are doing it to you right now. They're saying, "Hey, you're a horrible piece of shit human who defended a pedophile for clout." You don't like that. There's already a mechanism. It's called public opinion. You don't have to like it. And sometimes it has been used against people in dishonest ways. You know, like when you told your audience Destiny is an actual rapist. Remember when you said that? You said he sneaks off condoms, which is actually rape. You said he stealthed. Remember that? You have literally done everything you're fucking whining about. But in your case, the hate you're getting is right and deserved. You are a piece of shit. How dare you hold me to any kind of standard that is uncomfortable for me?
Is just online harassment, which is not a form of accountability. And it does take a real toll on people's mental health. Now, I think a lot of people feel like we can justify this.
Seriously, that was 4 jump cuts in that little tiny area because you couldn't say it in. All right. Stop the sentence you fucked up. Re-say the whole thing and put that in the edit. Or just leave the fuck ups in there. People tend to not care that much.
They forget the humanity.
Really? You went out there and told people Kiwi Farms caused 4 trans people to kill themselves, or was it 3? I forget the number. None of which can actually be tied to Kiwi Farms. None of it is tied to Kiwi Farms, but because they were trans and that they were on Kiwi Farms, it was clearly them that did it. Because you were trying to destroy somebody else's livelihood, as you always do. There's no real way. It's just harassment, except when I do it. The fuck is wrong with you?
Behind everyone who is on the screen, and they just get into doing witch hunts for fun. But that does.
Nobody witch hunted you. You defended a pedophile. Nobody had to witch hunt that. You were proud about it. You made all kinds of tweets about it until you got pushed back and took them down. You made videos about it. You were whining about it in the video we watched last night. 4,000 people responded to this video with 86,000 views. This other video that had 1 million views only got 2,000 from somebody else who wasn't being a degenerate piece of shit defending a pedophile.
Doesn't actually help. And the problem with incentivizing this kind of behavior is, yeah, it might feel good to be part of the mob, but when the mob turns on you, no one is going to be there to help you.
Yeah. People tried to warn you about that. People tried to warn you that what you were doing was toxic and horrible and that it's going to come back to you because it's happened over and over and over again. You fucking assholes who go out there for nothing but your outrage clicks. You gossipy motherfuckers. I love drama, guys. I fucking love it. But you got to also be honest about it. And you guys aren't. Too many of you fucking commentators, all you do is run around and repeat whatever you've heard without actually digging into it. And you've done that to countless people. But oh my God, do you realize when the mob turns on you, nobody's on your side anymore? Shocking. This is Kyle. Thank you. Nah, she's right. It is a witch hunt. Difference is that she's an actual witch, so it's warranted. Fair enough.
The top comment on the subreddit post read, I hope he doesn't follow through with this. Just because he's no longer credible as an essayist doesn't mean his life is unredeemable.
I just want to pause there for a second. How come you read that one out, but yesterday when you were trying to convince people that somebody gave you what they said, you said that they said you needed to unalive yourself? You didn't actually read out what they said. Is that because you knew you were lying at the time? Because it clearly what you put on the screen didn't say anything about unaliving or even trans. And you tried to convince people that this person told you to kill yourself because you're trans, even though that's not even close to what they said. Why the difference there? I'm really curious.
And I agree. He obviously messed up. Maybe he can come back one day. If he continues to show that he is truly sorry, if he's willing to make amends with all of the people he's hurt, if he's willing to accept that not everyone is going to trust him anymore. But it really does make me have hope, seeing people actually have empathy for him, even though.
If you're looking for empathy online, good luck. But what he did and what you did are two separate things. They're not even close. He won't be taken seriously again because everybody's going to be looking for who he stole it from next. And you're not going to be taken seriously because you defended Vouch for having kiddie porn and for saying that, sex with a child can have positive benefits for a child. They're different things. So what she really means here is, ooh, maybe I can come back someday. You will, because the kind of people who watch you, all they're watching for is the outrage. So if you get the right target, Keffals, people be on your side again. We've seen it with people like Ethan Klein himself, who's done completely shitbag things. Oh, what did the guy do? I missed it. Nuts. He plagiarized people. He made videos where he took other people's words from different videos and writings and passed them off as his own. And when called out on it, he sent his fans after people who dared. You're only doing this because he's gay. Cast One, thank you. In Valley Girl voice, consequences are something for right-wingers and ugly people on Tinder. Indeed. That wasn't my best Valley Girl voice. I apologize. I wasn't expecting to do it. So I'll work on it.
Though they don't like him and they think that he betrayed the trust of an entire community. YouTuber who is recently.
Hang on. I did not mean to do that. I meant to pause in my finger. My hand does this. People who watch the game streams know it. My hands fuck up a lot more than you think they do. He did betray the community. He was literally stealing from them. Most of the people that they know he plagiarized were gay. And he sent hate brigades at them for pointing it out. For pointing out that he was stealing. Fuck right off. All right, I have no idea where we are in the video, so we'll catch back up to where we were.
To, as a community, figure out better methods to actually
You see, that's one of those words that Canadians, if you don't know they're Canadian, will give them away. When they say out, they say out. Like they say out. Just keep that. For all of you normal people out there, if you're looking for those Canadians in disguise, out is one of those words that'll get them.
Hold each other accountable. Because when we don't have methods to hold each other accountable, what ends up happening is just online harassment, which is not a form of accountability. And it does take a real toll on people's mental health. Now, I think.
Wait, didn't you? Isn't that exactly what you did to Kiwi Farms? Harass them online? No, it's true. You took it even worse. You went to CNN to do it.
A lot of people feel like we can justify this. They forget the humanity behind everyone who is on. Doesn't
Yeah,
how
I
good
can't listen to you say the same stupid shit again. Ooh, my internet didn't like me doing that.
no longer credible as an essayist doesn't mean his life is unredeemable. And I agree. He obviously messed up. Maybe he can come back one day. If he continues to show that he is truly sorry, if he's willing to make amends with all of the people he's hurt, if he
How do you make amends for this? I was the girl we talked about last night and the other day, the Queen Pwns a lot. I saw somebody say her faking the blindfold run, that doesn't really hurt anybody. It's the lying that's the problem. And while I agree the lying is the problem, Keffals told us just a little bit ago, that it's a dog eat dog world out there. And it really is in content creation. It's every man for himself. There's friends you make along the way, but for the most part, you're competing with everyone. So when somebody like James goes out there and steals people's content and makes a name for himself and gets big, and the other people don't, people who might have been found if they were looking for those topics and he hadn't have been stealing that stuff, maybe their stuff is what pops up in front of him instead of that weirdo. You can never give that back to him if he makes it right. How do you make that right? Even if you go, oh, he can signal boost him now. Okay, let's say he does. What about the last 4 or 5 years where they were still in obscurity because he was stealing their shit and not giving him credit? You can't fix that. Content creation is not like, hey, I stole this from you, I can give you back $10. That's what it's worth. No, because there's immeasurable things about it. The amount of clout you get for it, for example, that is not something that you can put a dollar amount on. Thank you, Alan says, love this midday stream. Thank you for all your hard work. Please don't call it hard work. If you want to say thank you for all your work, I will take that, but it's not hard. I have opinions and a decent vocabulary, so it's really not hard work, but I do appreciate the donation and the kind thought.
if he's willing to accept that not everyone is going to trust him anymore. But it really does make me have hope seeing people.
You know what? One day I want to watch, because we're watching this over and I have things to say that I missed the first time around. One of these days I'm going to pick a video and we're going to watch it twice and see how much longer the second video is, or the second covering of the video is than the first.
Will actually have empathy for him, even though they don't like him and they think that he betrayed the trust of an entire community.
Yeah, even though they don't like him, just a reminder, what you did and what he did, entirely different things. I have no sympathy for you. You are a grifting piece of garbage who's now trying to use the possible suicide of another person to cover for you covering for pedophiles, for clout, as you step on people. Is bro wearing the same sweater? No, this is a different sweater. This is a different sweater.
We all need to strive to be like that. We all need to show compassion, even to people we don't think deserve it.
No, okay. See, what you mean by show compassion is nobody give me any shit for all the stupid stuff I said. You want to go work at Walmart? That's fine. I have no compassion for you getting shit for what you did. None. You were excusing Vouch saying that it was okay for I don't want to say he said it was okay, because he did say it was wrong. But for saying that kids can get a benefit from having sex with adults. And you did it to try to get clout. I have no sympathy for you getting any kind of pushback on that for the rest of your natural fucking life. The only reason you stopped doing it wasn't because of the pushback you got. It was because Vouch didn't come out and go, thank you, Keffals, for standing up for me. Vouch said, hey, you idiots who are backing me up, could you shut up? You're just making this worse. And you're like, oh my God, he threw us under the bus. You were defending him for indefensible things. Even he knew it was indefensible. Why do you think he's tried to distance himself from it since he said it? Why do you and your dumbass went, I'll stand up for him. That'll make sure that I'll get famous again. People will stop being mean to me if I have Vouch as a friend. You fucking retard. We just need to let people be. When they defend pedophiles, you should not be mean to them.
This is truly one of the most hopeful and humanizing thing I've seen on the internet, because so often it feels like we have lost all of our humanity in the way.
It's another one of those where self-awareness is really not their strong suit. It really feels like we've lost our humanity because people are mean to me. You put out pictures of Josh Moon's mom. You've destroyed careers. You've harassed people, purposefully harassed them. We're not talking about you said something and your fans just went and did it. You direct them at that. I always wanted to ratio. People used to love to get in on your ratios. That's literally you sending your audience after them because people knew they might get a pat on the head from you for doing it. And it really seems like there's no humanity out here, only because it turned on you. And again, in this case, it's deserved.
So often it feels like we have lost
Yeah,
all of our humanity in the ways that we treat each other. The situation.
And that's how they end. They do that a lot with their videos. They just cut it off. Like clearly there was more being said, but they're like, I guess everything else I said was even dumber than this. So I'm just going to stop. Look, I really do hope this James Somerton guy is okay. I don't want him to be dead. I don't want Keffals to be dead. I want Keffals to go the fuck away and go get a real job because you are a blight on humanity. And go out there, make enough money to live, and stop spreading stupid. Stop targeting children, which you did. Now, I'm not saying how, but you cannot make the argument that they weren't targeting children. You bragged about it. The only reason you're doing this, this is 3 videos now, where it's like, please don't be mean to me. And I thought the last 2 were disgusting because you were clearly playing the I might kill myself card, especially the last one we watched. But this one is just fucking gross. Guys, if you're mean to people online, it can lead to them killing themselves. See, you guys are going to make me kill myself. Do you guys see? Stop being mean to me. All I did was defend a pedophile. I can't believe you guys will not let me live that down 2 weeks later. Now, granted, for most things, 2 weeks later is on the internet is a lifetime, but not when you're doing that kind of shit. There is no redemption arc for you here. And that doesn't mean that you can't go live a nice, healthy life offline. But as long as you're on here, people will be pointing out who and what you are. And I'm not talking about the trans thing. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care that you're trans. I care that you're a disgusting human being. A disgusting human being who defends pedophiles and plays the I might kill myself card if you guys dare talk about me defending pedophiles. You're fucking disgusting. You're gross. You're a bad person. You are a horrible example of what a Canadian can be. And on that, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. I will be back later tonight as we cover the election because we did have Super Tuesday. Or I guess still do have Super Tuesday. Hell, it's only, what, 1 on the West Coast. How many West Coast states are even voting right now? I know, what is it, 13 or 14 states? I forget how many are going, but I'm hoping to be on around 10-ish because I figure by then we'll know most of the results. And I'm sure Nikki Haley. Did you guys see that video of Nikki Haley? Or sorry, it's a Trump voter. I don't know if they voted for Trump or not, but where he said he didn't vote for Nikki Haley because she doesn't have balls to scratch. So she'd just be scratching her head because that's what women do. It's funny as fuck, but when I watched it, all I could think is she plays with balls all the time. Why can't she scratch one? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Hopefully, I'll see you later tonight. I don't know what else to say. Be well. I'll see you next time. No song. It's an after party.